time. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string.
Welcome to Dear Dana. Thanks, Gourmet. We still have to build up watch time, though. That's the second step. And thank you. Yeah, we're over 1,000.
Coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through.
YouTube has all kinds of rules.
Got issues
you have to
in my
build
head.
up a little more
I like
watch
you in my
time
bed, but you keep me on
before we're
red.
monetized.
Everything is like a test.
Welcome to Dear Dana. See you in the bushes. Come on in. Hey, Eden. Yeah, over 1,000 subs. We still have to build up watch time. What that means is YouTube watches how much people watch the channel.
So if I play
They keep
dead,
account of
will
the
you
time.
regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you
I love you
understand
too,
what
my
you're
sweet
doing.
girl.
And my heart's
Hey,
begging
Willow.
blue from the bruising. I feel like
Eden
when
is
I'm
my
with you,
daughter,
I'm
for people
losing.
that don't
I feel
know.
like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting me,
Welcome to Dear
confusing.
Dana.
Was
This
it
is
me?
better
Is it
than
me?
the
Am I
ticker.
deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the
listen to it.
conclusion. Even though I offer
Has
all
a
of
lot
the
to do with
solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you. It's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I
Dance.
feel so
Listen up.
useless. I
Release
feel
stress.
diluted. My heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really
Dance
know
right
just
where
what
you
you
are.
want. With you, I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string.
Release
You
the
don't
stress.
understand the pain it brings. You don't ever want to get
Yeah,
me.
Queen Eden in the house, my
You don't
daughter.
ever want to set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me?
Loosen up and let all that yuck energy out. Hey, Busy Blues number 2 fan. Nice to see you again. Okay, gonna let it go now. Welcome to Dear Dana. Happy to see everybody here on a Wednesday night. Happy to see those in the bushes too. Always glad that you're here too, even though I can't see you. Happy to see you. Sort of, kind of, really. As you know, tonight we will be talking about manifestation and a quantum leap. Thank you, Busy Blues number 2 fan. I have a certain taste for music. It might not be everybody's taste, but I have to pick music that I feel. You know what I mean? Once upon a time, I was, more of a dancer. Not on the pole, even though I like pole dancing. I like what I'm seeing when people are getting on the pole in an athletic, artistic way. I have to feel it. I have to feel something when I hear music. Like, feel it inside out. I like the music way better than the countdown. I told Isaac how many subs you have, and he said he's proud and loves you. Thank you, Isaac. I have, ever since I did that little TMZ thing, subs have been building up, and I started doing shorts. Shorts have been helping subs. It's been giving more exposure to the channel, because let me tell you, YouTube did a good thing. They started bridging the shorts to the channel. So when people subscribe, when they see the shorts, hey, James Money, It bridges them to the channel so they can see the content. Hallelujah. Thank you. So they actually see the channel, which is a good thing. So it started helping with people subscribing to the channel, which I love. So they're starting to see the content here, which is excellent. So hopefully help more people help themselves, right? Because I'm hoping with the content here, more people help themselves. Because we know after we've been through the panorama and all that stuff, all of us have been affected. That is a no lie. All of us have been affected. I've been affected. All of us have been affected. But I'm most certainly happy that we got a community channel. I mean, a community it's not called a channel, a community tab. Yes, yes, yes. So we can talk back and forth more. Now, don't get it twisted. Just because I got over 1,000, I'm not monetized. You have to have so much watch time. YouTube watches everything. They know what cities watch. They know what countries watch. They know how many male subscribers, how many female subscribers, and how much time everybody watches. So you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time. I'm not quite there yet. So when it hits 4,000 hours, then I'll be monetized. Where, all the stuff happens and we grow more. Not quite there, close, not quite there. But thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is our channel. I'm happy for all of us. I'm happy for all of us. So I thank you too. I'm happy for all of us. Because I feel like if we can help everybody, if people can get more in touch with their healing and their feelings and their trauma and psychology and spirituality and social commentary and the whole shebang, maybe there will be more healing going on, right? And maybe people will be brave enough to go to therapy if they need it. And if they're not brave enough, maybe they can get parts and pieces here and support even. Hey, Shay, you know, I don't do therapy here, but maybe I create some understanding here. And I've had a couple I've had a couple people write me and say, um, it made them brave enough to feel like they could go to therapy, which was a bonus, right? Which was a bonus. So my intentions are always for safety and healing and support and a place of love and no hate and no judgment and all that here in this community. And by the way, no pressure. And if you haven't seen it, I put the link for Shoeless One Michaela's celebration of life tonight. It's 11 Eastern. It'll go live. It's going to be in a zoo if anybody wants to watch it. And at 1 a.m. Eastern, I know everybody's in a different time zone. They'll do the final resting place. So just letting you know. But tonight we're talking about manifestation in a quantum leap. We've all heard about doing the vision boards. And that's helpful. And it sounds like a quick fix. And it's good to do a vision board. It's not enough. It's not enough just to do a vision board. Manifestation isn't just like magic. So I'm going to talk about all the things. I work with teenage students, and I don't call it manifestation, but I do an exercise with them, and they don't know that they're manifesting in a quantum leap into the future, but they are. And they don't know that I'm going with them. But since they're teenagers, I do go with them into their future. And it's typically like 5, 6 years, sometimes 7. And I literally go with them in that time frame. It sounds crazy, into the future. And they see, hear, feel, smell panoramically, 360, the whole experience at that age into the future. I go with them. They think it's like a dream. I know it sounds nutso, but it's not a dream. Okay? Their body's still here, but they're experiencing the whole thing real. When you can hear, see, smell, feel, and experience the whole thing in a 360 way, um, in a 360 way, it's hard to say that it's not real. So weeks would go by, and it's the professor in me too, because I taught at university level, and I told you I did things a little out of the box. So weeks would go by, and we would talk about other things, and out of the loop, I would have them to describe the experience again. After the experience, I had them write down all the details, and I'd have them describe it again, and they were able to, in great specific detail, go back to that place. When you're able to do that, you can bank on it being a real experience. When 2 days before, you can't remember half the time what you ate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or what you wore? Or what papers you turned in? But there's also work leading up to that point. So I take you back into now. And you have to bridge that. You have to bridge the now to that point. Because that point already exists. But there are steps you have to take to that point. There's steps that you have to take to that point. And if you get lazy and don't take those steps, guess what? It will change that outcome some. It will change the quantum leap. You get me? So tonight, I want to talk about some of it. There are other things around it. But I want to take you through the steps. And I want to talk to you about not the rules, so to speak, but about what needs to surround it and drop away some of the how do I say, some of the ridiculous pieces. There's so many people saying, "Oh, just do your vision board." Well, people will do the vision board, and some of it may come to light. It's just not enough just to do a vision board. There are things within your soul and spirit that have to connect to this. Has to connect to it. And it's really based on a love, a passion. It's based on emotion. You know, some people will say, I want $100,000 within a year. Oh, well, cool beans, you want $100,000. I want $1 billion and 10 elephants. So what, you give me $1 billion and 10 elephants. What emotion is attached to $1 billion and 10 elephants? For me just to say that. $1 billion and 10 elephants. Money is money is money is money. You get where I'm going with this? You could say a million, a billion, a trillion. Excuse me. It's going to amount to, what are you going to do with that money? If you're going to go to Vegas and just gamble that money, the odds of you manifesting that money are probably little to none. Little to none. Why do you think that is? Because the attachment to the money has no positive intention. You cannot attach love or passion to money you're going to go to Vegas and gamble away. That's not how energy resonates at a high level. Or let's say your creator would intend for you to do something with money of that magnitude. That is low energy. That is low energy connection. So when you're wanting to manifest something, and granted, I would say, and you know I say creator because, you know, I've got to get a list of all the words YouTube does not want you to use, and some of them to me are ridiculous. But let's say the creator has a bigger plan for you. But I believe the creator wants us all to be happy and fruitful and abundant and all of that good stuff. But let's say the creator wants you to be abundant, but also wants you to do some really good things. But your intentions don't fall in line with that. Maybe there are some people that their intentions are ego-based. Ego-based. Like maybe some creators that you see on YouTube are stars you see in Hollywood that are, they get on up there and they're so ego-based that maybe they started out well, but their intention has fallen by the wayside. When they become that ego-based, baby, you can forget it. You can forget it. When you climb up high, you can fall just as quick. You can fall just as quick and hard. So, let's take Keanu Reeves, for instance. Famous actor. You never hear a lot of drama about him. But secretly, and as I go down the rabbit hole, he does more for human beings, hey, I'm unapologetically Romeo, than you can ever imagine. Money means little to nothing to him. Human beings, people in pain, animals, they mean tons to him. Money means little to nothing to him. And yet everything he touches, gold. Gold. There's a reason for that. And from everything I can gather, he's one of the best humans around. One of the best humans around. Now, as you ponder on this, if you haven't, and especially you in the bushes, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends to come on over. Because in this community, guess what? You have a say in what we talk about, what is aired, what topics come up. You do. You have a say. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw down the intro before I forget. Yes, I am. And here we go. Let me not forget it. Oh, yeah. All right. And I'm trying to create a new banner for the channel. Anybody artistically inclined? Hit me up. It's not a paid session right now because, I'm not making the money. But yeah, I'm trying to create a new banner. But anyway, back to it. Hey, Debbie Coakley. Thank you. We are growing. Finally. Like I said, they connect to. I realized the importance of doing shorts, and I'm finally doing it. And they are bridging to the long content on the channel, and it's helping. I'm having to work harder and smarter. That's why you're seeing me do more shorts now. But I try to make sure the shorts that I do have, even if they are about dancing or this or that or the other, that there is a Easter egg. You know what that is when they say there's an Easter egg. That there's an Easter egg attached, meaning that there is a mental health message or a physical or spiritual health message attached to it. That there's a deeper meaning. Anyway, back to manifestation. It is helpful to do a vision board, cut something out that you envision being in your life. I would do it for like the next 5 years. And if you ever want to do a vision board Zoom together, we can, but just do it for the next 5 years, things you envision in your life. And it can be things that are important to you. But look, it needs to be something from the heart. It needs to be something connected to your heart that's very important to you or your family or a loved one or something. If it's just so random, if it has no heart meaning to it, I mean, if you need a car, I get it. If you need a better home, I get it. But it really needs a depth of your heart meaning. It needs to make you feel something at a deeper level. You have to feel something at a deeper level. Otherwise, it won't work. You have to feel something. Feel it. And I would look at something that's really primarily of the utmost importance to you. I would work on one primary thing. I would start there and write it down. Put it to your heart. If you can feel it at your heart when you put it to your heart, you know it's important. I would write it down and put it in a special box and forget about it. I would start there. But the quantum leaping, let's get to there. I wish I could have one person that wanted to come up that I could demonstrate with. If there's not some person that's not afraid to come up, I would drop the link. You can volunteer. Anybody want to volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer? Sorry, crackly sinuses. Anybody want to volunteer? I won't burn you at the stake. Are all of you afraid? Raise your hand. Is there anybody that wants to volunteer to walk through it with me? Or is everybody going to stay in the chat? Anyone, anyone, anyone. What I would say is, I don't see anybody that wants to come up. Let me know if you're brave enough to volunteer, but I would say, imagine, close your eyes, and do the conscious breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose to the count of 4. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth to the count of 4. Yes, I'm making you do this again. And imagine that fat golden star over your head, allowing that warm, brilliant, bright light going through your body, scooping up all negativity, toxins, energy blocks, all that does not belong, moving through your body like ocean water down to your feet, moving through the earth, transmuting and transforming into positive energy. Inhaling deeply once again to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly to the count of 4 through your mouth. Good job. Keep imagining that brilliant, blinding white light, warm, moving through your body, and it scoops up all the tiny bits of energy, remnants of energy, negative toxins that don't belong in your body, rolls up in balls of light like water down to your feet, moves out of your feet into the earth, being transmuted and transformed into positive energy. Good job. One last deep breath. I want you to inhale as deeply as you can through your nose and hold it. Imagine your whole body is bright with that starlight. You can imagine it's all cleared out and that light is moving around you. It blesses everybody that comes into your field and is around you. Holding that breath, I want you to blow out slowly to the count of 4 through your mouth. Feeling your whole body just relaxed. It feels a little heavier and lighter at the same time. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you to project into the future 5 years from now, eyes closed, that one very important thing that's connected to your heart that you really want your life to look like in 5 years. Project 5 years into your future. I want you to visualize what you want your life to look like in 5 years. I want you to see your life in 5 years. I want you to look in the mirror at yourself in 5 years and see your best self, your very best self in 5 years in the life that you most want from your heart, that you most want from your heart. Seeing yourself in the mirror in your life that you most want, that your heart most desires in a realistic manner, not in a dramatic, over the top manner. Your heart's desire, that your heart most wants in 5 years. Now step away from that mirror. I want you to look around in that life that you're at in 5 years, that your heart most desires, that your heart most desires, that's realistic and your heart most desires. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you to look around and see what you see in that 5-year span that your heart most desires. What do you see as you look around? And what are you wearing? Look down at your clothes and see what you are wearing. What would your heart most desire? What are you wearing? Take it all in. What are you wearing? As you visualize the space around you, are you outside or are you in a building? Take in where you are at. Are you outside or are you in a building? Take in the space you are in right now, 5 years from now, in the space your heart fully desires. Are you outside or are you in a building? Look at the details. Look at the floor. Or the ground. I want you to turn all the way around and take in everything you see, whether it be people or animals or nature or architecture. Take in every detail you can see right now in the 5-year space of your heart's desire. Now, I want you to smell everything. Breathe in and tell yourself and pay attention to what you smell in that space 5 years from now in your heart's desire. Take in any smells that you can pick up. Pay attention to the smells. And now I want you to pay attention to your hearing. What are you hearing? Good. And who are you seeing? And now I want you to take a very deep breath to the count of 4. And exhale. And I want you to pay attention to yourself in that space of your heart's desire, your true heart's desire. What are you doing? What is your life like? What is your heart's desire, and what are you doing? Are you in front of people? Is your life calmer? Do you have a life purpose that you're doing? Are you retired? What are you doing? Take all of it in. As much color, sound, smell, feeling. I want you to feel it deeply, deeply, deeply within your heart. Very deeply. What are you doing? See, smell, taste if you need to taste, hear, feel, see experiences. What are you doing? I want you to take it in every possible aspect. Now, I want you to imprint it in your mind and inhale very, very deeply and hold it. Imprint everything. And exhale to the count of 4. And I want you to imagine you're right back here with me in the now. 5 years backwards with me. And I want you to open your eyes and just take in how you felt and take in the now. And any of you that had any thoughts, feelings, saw anything, write it in the comments. Write in what you saw, felt, imagined in the comments if you did. Now let me say this. It is much easier for me to do this process with an individual. It is stronger, it's more impactful, and I can go there with you with an individual. To do it with multiple people, not as impactful because I'm dealing with multiple people. You get what I'm saying? So I'm kind of just walking you through the process. But it's more impactful with an individual person. So when you come back, you've gotten a taste of your future in 5 years. But when you come back, you have to start walking your path to that 5-year space. You know what it feels like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what you hear, what it is going to be. You've experienced it. So now you have the forethought and the intention and the inspiration to move forward to that space. You get what I'm saying? So everything you start to do from now on will gear your soul to make decisions based on getting there. Based on getting to that place in 5 years. You won't waste time. You will be making moves to get to that place because your heart is connected to that. Your emotions are connected to that. Love and emotions are the key. If your emotions aren't connected to it, you might as well forget about it. Your emotions must be connected to that. That is the huge key. The quantum leap, and like I said, it's easier. I can help people individually to get there, but you can do the exercises to take you there in a quantum leap. That's how you go there in the quantum leap and experience that. Because when the students did it, they could feel it, I could feel it. And the looks on their faces said everything. Because they were more open to it. They didn't question it. I need to put on my glasses so I can see the comments. Hey, Mr. Textbone. He said, I like the 5-year from now mirror. And Paranormal says, welcome to Dear Dana. Please like and subscribe. He says, my dogs, my girl with home-cooked barbecue grilling with plants all around with the birds. That sounds beautiful. And it's so realistic. Now, if someone says, I wish I had 10 castles. That's what I mean, going out of bounds of realistic. That's a little off the beaten path. A swimming pool comes to mind also. The path is within. It is within. That's why I tell people your happiness is here. It's here. People are always chasing it outside. That's why they're never happy. That is why they're never happy. Did anyone else have any kind of visuals that they saw? Or did they quit before they got there? I mean, when you focus hard enough and your passion is attached to it, you will, I promise you, you will take that quantum leap there. It is a part of meditation, too. If you quit before you're focused, you won't see it. Some people go, I'm not going to do this. And they open their eyes and they quit before they see it. And some people go, why is she doing that breathing exercise again? Because it is so important. I cannot stress the conscious breathing enough. You are most welcome, Mr. Textbone. I mean, look, when you stay in it and you break it down in your senses and you literally stay here and start looking around, you will forget your body and you will go in that space. I 150% promise you. I promise you. I sort of took it step by step and couldn't go deeply with it because too many people in the chat. When you do it one-on-one with a person, it's vastly different because I can connect with a person to see what they're saying. I can't connect with 10 people at one time or 20 people at one time and see everybody's thing. You know what I mean? But you can project, look in the mirror at yourself, and then start looking around and trust what you're seeing. You can project into the future. Put it this way. The Army and scientists use a little thing called remote viewing. Now, it is not quantum leaping, but they would use people to start drawing visuals of what they would see at a distance, especially other countries. If they were starting to use certain weapons or do certain things to different parts of other countries, called remote viewing, before we had all this technology. And people would get visuals of what was going on elsewhere. And they probably still use remote viewers because you can't catch everything by technology. So, quantum leaping is possible. But this version of it, you do it with your mind into the future, your future, so to speak. But you have to start doing the work to get to where you want to be. I just pushed it 5 years into the future. I pushed it 5 years to give you all the opportunity to look 5 years in. But my point was, when it comes to manifestation and quantum leaping, it can't be some random thing that you don't have an emotional or heart attachment to. That is the whole key to manifestation. You have to be resonating higher. That's a given. Your energy has to be up. And you have to have a heart or an emotional attachment to it. People used to think they could just throw anything up on a vision board, and that was enough. You have to have an emotional attachment to it. And when you're doing a manifestation board, guess what? It's sort of another form of quantum leaping. Why? Can anybody tell me why? The chat got all quiet. Can anybody tell me why it's sort of another form of quantum leaping? Because what are you doing when you're throwing those pictures on that board? Are those things here and now? Are all those things on that vision board here and now? They're not. You're throwing them on the board because they're things that are in your future, you feel. Yep, a goal that's to be desired. And you're trying to pull them towards you. Right? You're trying to pull them towards you. And quantum leaping, you're trying to jump into the future to get a peeky poo so you can go towards it. It's the same difference. It's the same difference. But the point is, when you're trying to manifest anything, in between getting it, you're still having to do the work. You're still having to work. You're not just going to sit back on a recliner and drink a beer and say, "Look, I'm waiting for you. Come on, money fall in my lap. I'm waiting for you." In between things, you're having to make some moves. Your intentions have to be pure. And they have to be good. And some people might say karma, right? Some people might say things that you're doing are of good and it's kind of good karma. Because if you're a crappy person, karma's going to get you somewhere, right? Karma's going to get you somewhere. So my point is that in all of this, you're probably being a servant leader or a good servant or a good a good human. You're probably doing good somewhere. And there's work to be done in between. So, manifestation, there has to be a bridge built. There's a bridge built from your passionate heart's desire to the outcome. And when I'm showing you the quantum leap, I'm showing you the heart's desire and the outcome and the bridge that's built. And when I'm showing you the quantum leap, I'm showing you what's to come. Right? It's not voodoo hoodoo shoo shoo. It's not voodoo hoodoo shoo shoo. And guess what? And I've said it before. My young student wanted to be a writer. She's been jotting things down and drawing cartoons. Had no self-confidence. And when I showed her what could be, she saw herself reading from her book in front of hundreds of people because it was published. And she was like 20, okay? And I said, open the front of the book and tell me when it was initially published. And she was shocked because it was her age a year from what she was now. And she got goosebumps, okay? So when it was all said and done, guess what she started doing? Writing the book to be published in time for it to be published a year from now, along with the illustrations. And by the time she was done with the class with me, she had almost completed it. So you can't tell me there's nothing to it. She went from no self-esteem to almost completing the book. You can't tell me there's nothing to it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tex T-Bone. A goal to be desired. Has to have a heart's desire to it, right? He said, interesting, very nice to hear. The bridge to an outcome. And look, I couldn't be more proud of that young girl that had no self-esteem, kind of awkward, didn't want to share writing, shared it with me, took the quantum leap, and I saw it with her because I could describe some of it, saw herself in front of hundreds of people, opened up the front cover 5 years from now, but saw when it was initially published, and then started finishing that book. So when you look, I take no credit. We have a creator. There is an outcome to your heart's desire. There's an outcome to the manifestation. It has to be attached to something greater, to an emotion, to your heart's desire, to something better. To something better. But that quantum leap that you're allowed to see for that moment and take back and build the bridge to it, it is amazing. That's when I knew there was more to it, and the possibility that the outcome was a given when you build the bridge to it, when you come back and you build the bridge to it, because you know all the steps that you're taking is taking you there, to that outcome, to the outcome that you want. It doesn't have to be 5 years from now. I just picked a number. I just chose a number. You can quantum leap to a year and see what it looks like. But if you are a negative, irate, yucky person that treats people around you bad, I don't know what it's going to look like. If your ego's huge and you ghost people, I don't know what it's going to look like. But if you're a good human and your intentions are good, and your wants are connected to your heart and better intentions, these are the things you have to think about. You know, they're the things. If you put, I want 10 cars. Why do you want 10 cars? That's the question you have to ask. Why do you want 10 cars? Why do you need 10 cars? You know, that's the thing you have to ask. I guess I'm trying to make sense to people. I'm not shading anybody. I'm not saying, well, it's dumb to have 10 cars. I'm not saying that. You got enough money to go buy 10 cars? Go buy 10 cars. It's a free world. I'm just talking about manifesting. If you're trying to manifest, it has to have an emotional connection. That's what I'm talking about. But if you got billions of dollars, baby, go buy what you want. Go buy what you want. It's your life. No judgment, no shade. I'm just saying manifesting works in a whole different way. You can't be low energy and yucky and it work for you. It just, it's like a recipe. It's like a recipe. You put too much or not enough of this in that recipe, the cake's not going to rise. It's going to go flat. I'm just talking about a recipe. I mean, plenty of people do vision boards, and they can work to some degree, but, if you really want it to do its thing, it's got to be from the heart. You have to have an emotional connection. Now, if you certain car, you have an emotional connection to it because it reminds you of your dad. That's different. That's different. Maybe it reminds you of your dad and you don't have your dad anymore. Totally different. Just saying. Did everybody go to sleep? Did I put people to sleep again? This chat was kicking. Now it's slow. Maybe I shouldn't do the conscious breathing to start with. But that's my point. That's the point I wanted to make about doing manifestation and quantum leaping. Maybe it's too sciencey. Maybe it's too spiritually. Dana spit it out. Spiritually. But that's how it goes. There are certain techniques to certain things. But if you have any questions, and we can talk about it in the community chat sometime about trying to do it individually. But just try to do the breathing exercises. Remember to see yourself in the mirror and go sense by sense and do a 360. It's important to do the conscious breathing and take yourself so many years into the future to see what your life looks like and try to figure out what is connected to your heart that you're seeking in the future. And take yourself there. Take yourself there. Maybe you're younger and you want to be a doctor. What does your life look like? Maybe you're older and you want to retire to Hawaii. What does your life look like? Some of those things are about taking yourself into a quantum leap. And it's highly possible. It just takes practice. And some of that practice takes all of the practice takes using conscious breathing. It is of the utmost importance. And I will preach it again and again and again. It's like some of the first steps of learning to meditate. People don't give meditation the importance it needs. It does so much for your health and your emotions and other things. People go, oh, I can't do that. I can't take myself there. My mind gets too busy. All these other things. Your mind gets too busy, just talk back on. Everything takes practice. Maybe I need to do a class on that. I don't know. Me and this other girl that I am. But anyway, I hope this has helped. I don't see any questions going on. What's going on this Wednesday night? What is going on? Hey, none of your business. You heard there'd be pizza and drinks? I was trying to take people into, the quantum future to see what was going on 5 years from now and bring them back to teach them how to manifest the right way. I gave them the rundown on it. I gave them the rundown because there was too many folks, kind of need to do it one at a time to be the most effective, but I kind of gave them the rules on how to do it. Thank you, none of your business. Short help. Now I just got to get my watch time up. All those YouTubey things, all those YouTubey rules. It takes a hot minute to get monetized. Got to get my watch time hours up. How you doing, Nunya? Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. I always can find you in a crowd. But tonight was about the right way to use manifestation. It takes some steps. It's not just magic. There's a little work involved. But I think I put some of the people to sleep on the way because I was using that conscious breathing. How? You might want to rewind some because I'd have to go through all the steps again. But you have to do the conscious breathing and visualize yourself into the future, 5 years. But if you rewind, I'll tell you again. Because it takes a hot minute to talk about it. Your name stands out. I was trying to get a volunteer so I could do it one-on-one, but yeah. Oh, you watched it all? You've been in the bushes? Oh, I thought you were telling me to do it again. But did it make sense to you, Nunya? When you do it with a person individually, you can take what they want. Like my student wanted to write a book. So I was able to literally take her into the future because I knew what she wanted. So we could leap into the future. But when you've got people with different goals, you can't get that specific. But it works. Thank you. And thank you for popping up out of the bushes. Made me feel better. Sometimes it gets all quiet. Don't know what's going on. But tonight, like I said, Sheila Steve's little girl has her celebration of life. Thank you. Celebration of life at 11 our time. And it's going to be at a zoo because she was an animal whisperer. And then they're going to do her final service at 1 a.m. There will be a live link. I'm going to talk to him. I may or may not go live. I don't know if there is a live link. I don't know if I can go live with a live link. I don't know if that's possible. Yes, it is. It's very sad. And I don't know if anybody believes it, but it's true, true, true. I got a visit from both my son and his daughter today, and I have a wind up, the old fashioned alarm clocks that battery operated that you have to wind up. I have one that I purchased recently because I have a bad habit of falling asleep sitting up straight on the couch. And my husband had it set at 3 and will cut it on at night. So if I pass out, it will wake me up so I can go to bed. Always set at 3. Always set at 3 a.m. and cut on. Well, it was cut off and put up on a bookcase. Today, I went outside of my screen porch at 4:37. Nobody has touched it to change it. It was off last time. 4:37, it went off by itself. The time was changed and it was turned on. And it went off like it normally does. It makes one sound. You know how they get real loud. And then it stopped and it went ring, ring 2 times. And then it went again. And my dogs were freaking terrified at my glass door, about to break a hole in it, their eyes like this, and I had to get the door open fast before they broke it and get them out and go turn the thing off. I kid you not. I kid you not. Talking about signs. Impossible for that to have happened because it was set at 3 and cut off, put up on a high shelf. I was home alone. Impossible. Completely impossible. And I was walking through my house about to go to bed last night, and I heard in my ear, "Can Noah come tomorrow?" In a little Aussie accent. "Can Noah come tomorrow?" Talking about my son who's on the other side. I swear on my life. "Can Noah come tomorrow?" So 150%, I think it was both of them that did that today. 150%. It is so very sad. But I'm telling you, as heart-wrenching as it is completely heart-wrenching and it's gutting from my own experience, and I know their experience. Here's what the weird thing is. I heard it and it threw me off because I was getting ready to go to bed. And in my head, I went, it's not up to me. Because, right? It's not up to me. He can decide. And then that happened today. And then that happened today. And see, during special occasions, Noah has set his own toys off. And I know for a fact it's a learning curve to be able to do things like that. But nothing like that's ever happened. Nothing like that's ever happened. Nothing like that. Now that threw me off. I can understand setting an electrical toy off, but that's a whole different ball of wax. An electrical toy is one thing. I mean, that's a battery operated, twisty. You have to manipulate that thing. I mean, do you understand what? You have to manipulate that thing. I have never experienced that now. Whole different time, and it was pushed on. You have to manipulate that thing. Anyway, anywho, I'm sorry. I'm remiss. I got totally off topic, but not because Michaela's service is tonight. But anyway, whoever's watching, if you come back and you have more questions about manifestation in a quantum leap, I mean, it's really is a real thing. And like I said, when you're manifesting, you're sort of doing it in a quantum leap, but not. I mean, it's more detailed when you do it the way I told you. And you really are taking that quantum leap. And again, think about what the government did, right? When they were doing remote viewing, it's not quite a quantum leap, but they're pushing you to think outside of your body into another country. They've been doing it for decades. So I don't want you to think it's something like way out of possibilities. It's not. It is not. But again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer. Try it. You do have to get your mind quiet. You do have to do conscious breathing. It does take practice, but it's highly possible. And you do have to do some of the work when you manifest, because you do have to make the motions to go forward fearlessly and with faith in the direction of things that you want to transpire in your life. Right? You just can't be, sitting back coolio thinking, I'm going to be a spoiled little so-and-so and wait for it to all land in my lap. We're happier when we're making some effort, right? But we do all deserve happiness. And for things to be easier. But again, your heart and your emotions need to be connected to your wants and desires. They need to be connected. So, on that note, please like and subscribe. If you ever need advice or you have questions, send me a note. Send me a note to deardana1111@gmail.com or dcstinson5@gmail.com. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you don't have to, but you can at miracles3@charter.net, which is PayPal. Send me comments below. Ask me a question, make a comment. I always answer. And on that note, have a good rest of your week. Protect your energy. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time. Mwah! Thank you so much. Thank you, Nanya. And everybody else that showed up. Till next time, take it easy. Bye, everybody. And here we go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Build a seed with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even